Antonio Brown. That's Antonio Brown without his uniform, we are told.
Lord Jesus.
What's up, y'all? It's AJ Turn Up with another episode of It's About BUC'N Time. Please go back and check the last video. This is about giving Rondé Barber his flowers. I will continue to do that each day. I have a show because we got to do this man justice and get him in the league. But what we're here to talk about today is the rift between Antonio Brown and Bruce Arians. Now, I like to give myself a few months or weeks after the season to make sure that I evaluate the right way and not off my emotions. But now that we have concluded the season and it's over, I'm going to give y'all my opinion on the whole thing. So I'm going to start off by saying both men were wrong and right in their ways, but we're going to get into it. So let me break it down between Antonio Brown first. So first thing I want to say, there's a lot of things that he did was wrong, and one of my biggest things that he did was disrespect his brothers on the field. Walking off during the game was very unprofessional of AB. He could have handled things much better. There's a time and place for everything. That was a time to just control your emotions and you deal with what you have to deal with after the game. Be a man, be professional. That's the biggest thing that I have against him that day. Then another thing is you disrespected the coaching staff. You know, the men and women that get up every day, that sacrifice everything, not just for you, but for the entire team. Remember, AB, this is not just about you. This is about the entire Buccaneers organization. Every man puts on that uniform, and y'all supposed to play for each other. And then let's just get into another thing. The biggest thing that you did, you embarrassed and shamed was yourself. You basically played the stereotypical angry black man, and with your past record, people are going to hold that against you. I'm not here to say that you were wrong about everything, because as we can see, all those other organizations have their own skeletons. But at this moment, this was the time for you to put that behind you and to be a professional. You played yourself when you did that. And not only that, another thing that you did was disrespectful to specific teammates such as Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Godwin. Don't get me started on Brady. What you did was disrespectful, not only because this man, he gave you something that every great athlete cherishes and values the most, and that is time. He took his time out of his own personal life to have you around his family and his home. He took his time to help get you acclimated on a team when you were just out of football the year before that. So he took the time and effort to talk to Bruce Arians, the owners, when we already know Arians didn't want you there in the first place. So you disrespected that man. And then another thing, when you went on a podcast talking about you being the best receiver.
Who's better than me over there? Let's be real.
Right, but don't
let's not be right. Let's be honest.
No,
this is the podcast to be real.
No, I'll be real.
Who is
AB
the best guy over there?
AB.
Since you guys know football, who is it?
For sure,
Who's
AB.
the best guy over on that team?
No,
Playing
AB.
football, receiver-wise,
AB.
who is the guy that get it popping?
I mean, I think it's a combination of all.
Boy, if you don't...
I'm sorry. You're not the best player. You're not the best receiver on that team. Not at this juncture in your career. Mike Evans is an elite receiver. So is Chris Godwin, in my personal opinion. You're still a very valuable player, but the best, no. But, so with that all being said, though, we're not going to leave Bruce Arians off the hook either. Bruce Arians, after the press conference, well, let me back up. He handled the situation completely wrong, in my personal opinion. When AB said he didn't want to go in, what you should have done, Bruce, is go to the next play. Or if it was a situation where you needed to call a timeout, you should have just done that. There was no need to go back and forth or lose your emotion. I have a saying. It's called do not react, reflect. At that moment, this was a time to go, okay, you know what? If you don't want to be in, let's call another play or next man up. Let's get somebody else in here so we can make something happen. That is the way to do it. But at that point, this is why I say, and people who know me, I've already said this plenty of times, that the coaching staff, in my opinion, let this team down. At this moment, this was a time Bruce Arians should have been a situational coach. See, I feel like he's not prepared enough to change it at the last minute. Great coaches always know how to adjust and adapt. He didn't do that. So with that being said, he should have controlled his emotions and moved on. And luckily, that's what Brady did. You guys don't think that didn't affect Brady? Brady was probably pissed off too, but he understood the bigger picture, winning games. And let's get to the press conference.
He refused to go in the game. That's when I looked back and saw him basically wave off the coach. I then went back, approached him about what was going on. I ain't playing. What's going on? I ain't getting the ball. That's when I said, "You're done. Get the F out of here." And that's the end of it.
That press conference should have never happened. What should have happened was no comment. When they asked about the status of Antonio Brown, should have been no comment. After the game, you go talk to this man and you figure out what's going on. You can say, "AB, what's going on?" Because what you did was unacceptable. What is it? Let's just have a discussion first. And let's be real. This is still a business. AB is still the best chance that we could have had in the postseason.
You know, he was saying he wanted the rock, and I mean, rightfully so. We should have gotten the rock. I mean, he's an unbelievable player. Like, yo, come in the game, AB.
Because as we see, we lost to the Rams by 3 points. Had he have been there,
we need him. So I'm telling him, yo, big bro, we need you.
I feel like we would have beaten the Rams and we would have won the Super Bowl. So the way Arians should have played this was, you know what? He still is one of our best options to get to the Super Bowl. Work something out. If he has to sit out a game, the last game when we played the Panthers, so be it. And then once we get to the promised land and we win, if you feel that you guys have reached if you feel that, okay, I can't do this another season, then that's when you both part ways. But at least you part ways after hoisting that Lombardi trophy again.
If you don't want to be here the next year, you can leave. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, Arian, in my opinion, you cost us Brady to win another Super Bowl, a back-to-back, because you were just hell-bent on having things done your way. You didn't only spite Antonio Brown and the team. You were in spite of Tom Brady, because that man got you. Like, how you gonna just throw a guy away? That was a smack at Tom Brady, the same guy who just got us a Super Bowl last year. So that's why I say, Coach Arians, I don't know why we're letting him off the hook as a coach. You were supposed to reflect and use your logic and use your best judgment and just take a breath. But when you went out there and made that announcement that he's no longer a part of the organization and he was still there, now how did that make you look? That made you look vindictive and just bitter. This was still a business. This is a business. We are in the business of winning. We're not here to like everybody. As we can see, Brady and Belichick did not have the best relationship, but they got 6 Super Bowls. Isn't that what we get in this game? We played this game because we love the game, but also we play to win. They're not here to be your friends, Bruce Arians, and everybody's not going to always bend the knee the way you want to. Your job as a coach is to bring the best out of these players, and that includes Byron Leftwich, that includes Todd Bowles, because now I know this is a little off topic, but I do feel not injuries, but coaching is the reason why we didn't get back. So with that being said, both men were wrong. But I'm not going to put more blame. I'm looking at the bigger picture because Bruce Arians is the coach. It is his duty to be a leader and lead these men in and prepared. And when we played the Rams, we weren't prepared. As I said earlier, AB there, we would have won. And then going to the Super Bowl, I honestly think we would have won the entire thing. But I want people out there to just, for coaches and players, don't react, reflect. Because now we got to go into the offseason with a lot of unknowns. We have a lot of free agents. Brady's gone. And that's another thing I want to get off my chest. If you're the reason why he's not coming back, then that's shame on you. You should have known if Brady had to deal with that for 2 decades with Belichick, he wasn't going to put it up with you. So, now what we going to do? So I hope the best, but yeah, that's my piece right there. I think both men handled it very wrong, but at the same time, Arians, you're the coach, so I hold you more accountable than Antonio Brown. All right, I said my piece. I'll be discussing the entire 2021 season with the Buccaneers and give you my opinions. As y'all can already see, for the coaching, they got to tighten up, and let's see what we can do for the next season. I hope everything works. Russell Wilson's gone, so hopefully we can get Deshaun Watson, but I'll talk about that another time. And until then, this is AJ Turn Up. Go Bucks.